Connecting with the breath in the belly. Notice how the body is breathing. Notice where the breath is. And we'll set the intention to have the body breathe in the belly. Bring the breath down into the lungs, in the bottom of the lungs, at the deepest, fullest place. And there's no pushing here. There's no, screaming out for the breath to go down. It's just having a soft and sincere, pure, positive intention to have the breath come down into the belly. And it will happen when it's supposed to happen. And that's how we accept the breath's movement. And have the intention to relax, relax, relax. And we'll have the intention to let go. Let go of yesterday, let go of today, let go of tomorrow, let go of next year. It doesn't matter right now. It makes no difference right now. So let go of all thoughts, feelings, opinions, judgments, physical sensations, discomfort. Just notice it and let it go. And we let it go by coming to the breath. Now connect with the breath in the belly and notice the rise and the fall. If the mind is wandering, that's okay. Just accept it. Accept it, notice it. Be mindful. Be mindful of where the attention is. And then bring the attention back to the breath. If there's any emotions that surface, the same thing, we recognize them. Just witness them, observe them as a third party would. Acknowledge what it is. And you don't have to own it, you don't have to say it's yours, all you have to need to do is acknowledge it. Just be aware of its presence and come back to the breath. Come back to that anchor. The anchor of stillness. Just let the body breathe. Let go of all control. It breathes all day long, and you have no influence on it for the most part. You're not even paying attention to it. So just let go of all ownership you think you have on the breath. Just letting it rise and fall, the belly rise and fall. Now while the breath is in the belly or close to coming down to the belly, One technique you could use to help maintain a focus and give the mind something to do is counting. We begin with 10. And we inhale and we exhale. We can inhale peace and exhale resistance or exhale tension, whatever we need to exhale. And we call that number 10. And then we do it again, inhale and exhale, and that's number 9. And the idea is to work our way down to number 1 without losing focus on the belly breathing. So it gives us mind something else to do, which we all know it loves having things to do. And if the mind still wanders, and it wanders off 10 or 9 or 8, we just recognize it, notice it, come back to the breath, and start at 10 again, and work our way down, and just see how far down you can get. Now this is not a contest. There's nothing to accomplish here. There's no reward at the end. It's just a process to facilitate meditation, maintaining focus. So you're not wishing that you're going to get down to 1. We're not keeping score. It's just there. It's just a tool. So it's not meant to add tension into the meditation, it's just meant to facilitate. It's not a game, it's just a facilitator. Or maybe all you want to do is keep the number in your mind and focus on the number. So whatever you do is up to you. The idea is to maintain your focus on the breath and the breathing process. And just allow yourself to keep working with it. And noticing the rise and the fall of the belly. And if you're distracted, just witness the distraction, the loss of focus, and bring yourself back. Let the body breathe itself and focus on the breath. And notice how the breath is slowing down and becoming shallow. It's all very normal. Allow yourself to relax. Give yourself permission to relax. Relax, relax. Now we're going to shift focus to noticing the breath in the nostrils. This is another technique with the belly breathing. In this case, the belly is going to continue to do its belly breathing, but we're going to shift the focus to the nostrils. And notice as you inhale how the breath enters the nostrils. And notice if the nostrils expand. As you exhale, notice the nostrils relax. As you inhale, notice the coolness on the nostrils. And as you exhale, notice the warmth inside the nostrils. We're noticing these subtle little sensations caused by the breath. Notice how freely or obstructed the breath moves through the nostrils. Is it moving easy, or is it a little bit of a strain? It doesn't matter which it is. The idea is just to notice. And is there a difference in the movement of breath in one nostril versus another nostril? Is it more restricted in one and free-flowing in another? If you carry the breath back far enough on the inhale, do you notice it on the back of the throat? And what is the sensation that is experienced as the breath touches the back of the throat? What is the sensation on the back of the throat on the exhale? And all the time you're allowing the body to continue breathing itself. As the breath is causing the belly to rise and fall. So every once in a while you just check on the breath and see where the breath is, if it's in the belly. Maybe it's easier to focus by watching the breath in the nostrils. And then you can take this further by having the breath, seeing the breath go down into the lungs, real long, pushing out the belly, and relaxing, coming coming back up out of the lungs, out the nostrils. So you can look at the full process, or you can just look at part of the process at the tip of the nostrils. Let's shift into the orbit breath, so place the tip of your tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the back teeth. As you inhale, you're going to visualize the breath coming up the front of the body, over the top of the head, and exhaling down the back of the body, and completing the orbit at the bottom of the torso. So you inhale up and exhale down the back. Inhaling up, exhaling down the back. Now you may ask, how close should the breath be when I visualize the breath circulating around the body, the torso and the head? You can experiment. It can be very close to the body, or maybe you move it away 6 inches, maybe experiment with a foot or 2 feet. So we use whatever distance is comfortable for you at this time. Allow the breath to circulate up the front and down the back. If you want to have this a slower breath, that's okay. There's nothing fast that needs to be done about this. But I do find that you seem to take, or at least I seem to take, bigger breaths when I'm doing this technique. So I'm breathing in, taking in more oxygen. If you need to slow it down a little bit, that's okay. Notice how the breath is moving. Notice how smooth it might be moving, or if it seems ruffled, if it needs to go around something, or if it just feels ruffled the whole time, if you know what I mean. And when it gets to the top of your head and over the top of the head, does it have a smooth transition? Or is it a little bit clumsy, I guess? And then notice the breath down the back. Does it run smoothly down the back? Or does it kind of like feel like it's going around something? And notice the transition at the bottom as well. Now this time what you're going to do is switch the direction of the breath. So you're going to inhale up the back, exhaling down the front. Inhaling up the back, exhaling down the front. And once again, once you settle into this pattern of breathing, notice how the breath moves up the back. Is it ruffled? Is it smooth? What spots is it smooth? And if you don't notice anything like this, that's okay. It doesn't matter right now. But just notice little things, these soft little things that might be taking place. And then notice the difference in the front. And notice if there's a difference in how it flows in one direction than the other direction, and if it's ruffled in one direction, does it also ruffle in the same place in the other direction? Okay, so let's then bring this to a close with an Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And whenever you're ready, just slowly bring yourself back.